The football, good opportunity for play action. Pat Freiermuth, a real target in the red zone for the Steelers.
Fake the pitch. Rudolph rolls, fires, another completion for Robinson, but he's going to be behind the line of scrimmage, and it's second down.
Well defended by the Bengals. First they got upfield pressure, and so Rudolph had to get rid of the football. Freiermuth was covered. That was excellent defense inside the 5-yard line for a loss of yardage play.
And this is where Cincinnati has thrived. In fact, both teams came in with a league lead, 7 red zone takeaways. Pittsburgh added another one with the interception in the first quarter. Cincinnati looking for another stand here on 2nd and goal. Austin, the motion man, they give it to him on the jet sweep. Austin finds the space, and the burst of speed has him there. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Tell you what, there's some good blocking on the perimeter. Watch these blocks right here, and then watch this block by Jaylen Warren. Austin's got the speed, but watch those 3 guys block on the perimeter. Jaylen Warren knocks his man completely on the ground, and Austin walks untouched into the end zone.
Second career touchdown, first on the ground for the second-year pro out of Memphis, Calvin Austin. And now Chris Boswell, the 9-year vet, will make it 14-0. 16 yards against the Colts. They've come out firing.
But the biggest thing is, as you already mentioned, 2 touchdowns, right? I mean, coming into the game, they're barely averaging 16 points a game. And here they are with 14 on the board here early second quarter.
Chase Brown will let this sail into the end zone, and now Jake Browning will come back out. It's been a storybook type feel, a fairy tale type feel through the first 4 career starts for Jake Browning. The numbers are pretty astounding, especially when you compare them around the NFL. Second in the history of the league in terms of the first 4 starts and completion percentage. Tied for 7th in passing yards at nearly 1,200 in the last month. And then passer rating, which is all-encompassing, everything in one. 109.3 is excellent, and he has continued his upward trajectory. Still efficient so far today, but the interception in the red zone, which led to that last touchdown, now hold dirted in the direction of Mixon.
Well, that screen was diagnosed by the Steelers. Look, Jake Browning's not going to panic. This Bengal team is not going to panic. Last week, they didn't do much for 3 quarters. They were down 17-3 to start the 4th quarter and made a furious comeback. So they've been here before, but this is a pretty important drive, I think, for the Bengals to just get a little bit of offensive momentum and continuity.
And last week, that win coming back in the 4th quarter and overtime, it fueled this team believing that they are scary and they can put fear into their opponents like they do with Joe Burrow. This time a quick catch and no running room. Charlie Jones gets wrapped up immediately by Chandon Sullivan.
What a great play by Sullivan. He read 2 plays in a row. The Bengals tried to throw screens, 1 to a back, 1 to a wide receiver. Watch Sullivan read it, fight through 2 blocks, and make the tackle. And all that is just diagnosing the play quickly. 2 plays in a row, the Bengals tried to throw a screen, and both times it was stuffed.
Another 3rd and long. Sample has been in the backfield each 3rd down so far. And they're going to take a timeout. Browning didn't like what he saw. They'll talk it over and let the terrible towels wave in the wind.
Well, so far, this Pittsburgh patchwork defensive secondary is holding up fine because they're getting pressure. They're getting good pressure up front, taking a little bit of the heat off of that secondary. And then, as we just saw, Sullivan, part of that secondary, comes up and makes a big-time play.
3rd down. Steelers so far defensively have been ready. Cincinnati's 2 of 4. The 3rd and long is where they thrive, and at some point you just know TJ Watt is going to make a play. And when you're an edge rusher, an outside linebacker in this defense, and you're not making a play, generally it feels like you're not doing enough for your team. We'll see a big number 90. He can come and wreck the backfield. 3rd and 11. Here comes Watt. Got a hand on him. Browning escapes. Flag is down, and Watt on the second effort. Ball comes out, and Cincinnati has it back.
Well, I think TJ Watt drew a holding penalty, got a sack, knocked the ball out, and almost got it back for his team. But this guy, a lot of his big plays come because he just doesn't give up on the play. It looked like he was blocked.
Offense. The right tackle. That penalty declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
Craig Rolstad gives us the call. You're right on the money.
Here, Jonah Williams is going to take him around the quarterback. But Watt never gives up on a play. He never quits on a play. And so many of his disruptive plays happen later in the play.
That is what we like to call an and one from TJ Watt. Already leading the NFL in sacks, hoping to become the first person ever to lead the league 3 separate seasons in sacks. And then it was a nice rush there on the punt team.
Kind of holds everybody together and holds them accountable. If they can't stop the run, then they're going to have trouble stopping Pittsburgh completely. Because right now, Mason Rudolph is feeling comfortable. He's 5 for 5. And this running game just sets up everything else.
Right back to Harris, and he'll pick up what looks like a first down. It will be. So they'll move the sticks for Harris. 99 yards, week 12. That was a season high. Him and Mixon actually are the 2 highest rushers in the NFL to not have a 100-yard game this season. But since then, since that game a month ago, Najee has been somewhat held in check the last couple of games, and a big reason for some of the lack of success, especially on the offensive end.
Part of that is also they've played Jalen Warren more. They've kind of subbed in and out with those 2 backs. They have different skill sets, and both have something to contribute to this Pittsburgh offense.
Warren, one of the best in the NFL after contact. Rudolph is going to fire his first incompletion of the day as he just gets rid of it out of bounds. Cam Sample with a nice job to get a bolt to the quarterback.
Good decision that time by Rudolph, because there was nothing there. Allen Robinson was his targeted receiver. He was not open, and Rudolph did the smart thing. Throw the ball away, live to play 2nd down and 10. Don't force a bad play. Freiermuth has not been targeted yet. He's one-on-one down here right now. Big receiver against a smaller cornerback.
Rudolph feeling the pressure, lofts it, sideline. Austin had to come back for it, and it's incomplete. Crowd wanted a flag. They will not get it. Mike Hilton, the former Steeler, deep in coverage, and the captain makes the play.
Hilton was beat because Austin has great speed right there in the slot. Mason Rudolph underthrew this ball. If he throws it out in front, I think it's a catch and maybe a touchdown. Boy, a little bit early on the contact. Never did see the ball.
And those are always tough, especially to your point with the underthrow from Rudolph.
Yeah.
Those always make it a little extra difficult for the officials here. So it leads to a 3rd down and 10 for this Steeler offense. Play clock down to 2, and they just get it off in time. Rudolph bobbled it, had to get rid of it, bat in the air. Warren nearly dropped it, and then actually saves it from potential disaster. DJ Turner comes up to make the tackle. Steelers will go back to their sideline in their first drive that results in no points.
Well, that was a good answer by the Cincinnati defense. Good field position for the Steelers, and then they end up going backwards. The Bengals with a good answer, and now they'll get the ball back for Jake Browning.
So it'll be the first punt of the day for Presley Harvin, 3rd-year man out of Georgia Tech. Charlie Jones back to receive, a rookie. Good hang time here. He will let it bounce, and it takes another Pittsburgh bounce and rolls just shy of the 5. And this will be a nice pin down to the 7-yard line. Fence. He got all of the signals. Now Miles Jack, who retired earlier this year, has come back. He is a green dot guy in his first game this season with the Steelers. Played with Pittsburgh last year as well. As Chase Brown has the handoff, bounce it to the outside. Jack couldn't corral him, and Brown fights forward. They will give him 1st down yardage.
Well, the point you just made about Miles Jack is important. Is Miles Jack was with the Steelers all year last year, so he knows the system. Now, he was basically retired. They kind of brought him off the couch, brought him out here, and the whole thing with him was not teaching him the system. It was getting him in football shape and football ready for a moment like this, and now his number's been called.
I just love this story. He was saying, oh, I'm going to go to trade school. I'm going to learn a new skill. I'm going to develop a whole new career. And then, well, Pittsburgh calls and you say, you know what? Maybe I do have a little left in the tank. They mark this as 3rd and very short. Mixon in the back. They hand it to him. And Mixon on the delay is going to get there on the 2nd effort. So keeps this drive alive for Jake Browning and this Cincinnati offense that's been held down. But Todd, you mentioned it, same deal last week. They exploded in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, really nice job that time by the left guard, Cordell Volson, second-year player out of North Dakota State, getting a little push. You know, Joe Mixon's had a good season. His yards after contact are very low this year, but that time got just enough for the first down.
8 touchdowns in his last 8 games, 7 on the ground, 1 in the air. He is 1 touchdown away from becoming the 6th Bengal in history with 60 in his career. Play action pass. Browning going to feel it from Highsmith. Just gets rid of it in time. Throws his second interception. Picked off by Eric Rowe. Right off the practice squad. Down the sideline and out of bounds.
I think Pittsburgh's decision with this new secondary to play more zone, they have been a heavy man-to-man team, has fooled Jake Browning a couple times. This is zone defense. Browning thinks it's man, and it's a corner who comes off a coverage or a safety in row with eyes on the quarterback. And for the second time today, in zone defense, the Steelers get an interception. Starts with pressure. Highsmith working against the tight end. My dad's watching that right there. He hates when you put a tight end there because it puts the tackle in a bind. The tight end's not good enough to block Highsmith, and the tackle's out of position, and the pressure causes the interception.
Second of the day. What is it, 10 years here for your dad?
Yep, offensive line coach.
Fantastic stuff. Rudolph floats it, end zone. Incomplete. Deontay Johnson in the direction, and it's 2nd and 10.
And Deontay Johnson wondering why the ball came so early. Here's why the ball came so early. Hendrickson, this shouldn't happen. This is a bust by the Steeler offensive line. It's a free release for the tight end. The tackle, everybody turned away. And if there's anybody you turn loose, it's not him.
And that is the worst possible thing that the Cincinnati defense could have happen. Hendrickson leading the team with 15 sacks. He has had another stupendous season coming off the edge. So now it's 2nd down and 10. Hand it, Harris up the gut, and he just emerges out of that pile with a gain of 4. So it's 3rd down and 6. Hendrickson in clear pain on the sideline. We're talking about defense, as we mentioned, already playing without DJ Reader, who's not only the best interior defensive lineman, but their biggest leader. Hendrickson is right up there with him and is hitting into the blue medical tent.
Kind of freaky because, right, he didn't get blocked, so it had to be just when he hit the quarterback and just hit it kind of funny. But that's a break for the Steelers on this 3rd down passing situation to not have Hendrickson in the ball game.
Instead, it's the rookie out of Clemson, Miles Murphy. 3rd down, Rudolph escapes. Rudolph's going to tuck and run. Rudolph, oh, he's got it. He goes over the top, airborne to set up 1st and goal.
A little courage that time by Mason Rudolph. He's going to try to stiff arm Logan Wilson first. And that's the kind of play that this home Pittsburgh crowd loves to see. Stiff arm Logan Wilson and then duck the shoulder and split defenders for the 1st down. I'm not sure you could have asked for Mason Rudolph to play any better than he's played so far in the first half for Pittsburgh.
Harris the back on 1st and goal. Robinson the motion man. Harris the handoff. Harris extends the ball. Touchdown. 5th of the year for Najee Harris. He's a downhill runner. Knee is down there.
It's just a matter of where the ball was when those knees went down.
And it looks like they've already confirmed this one. Boswell's out there looking to make it 21-0, and he does.
21 points in the first half with your number 3 quarterback. What a start for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
First time. One thing that Mike Tomlin mentioned about Roberts, he has really filled in, playing way more snaps than he was really expected to play coming into the season, and it's taken a toll on his body. Loft over the middle, and Browning's got it on time, on target. Tyler Boyd escapes from the pack and is tracked down from behind. Boyd with a big gain for Cincinnati into Pittsburgh territory of 28 yards.
Well, this is what the Bengals need. They're not able to run the football. They have to have Boyd and Higgins step up and make some plays. Boyd is from Pittsburgh, played high school football in this stadium, played his college ball here in this stadium. He says he rules this stadium.
Yeah.
And he made a nice play right there. Had a huge 44-yard catch in overtime last week to set up the game-winning field goal.
Not necessarily eye-popping numbers, but so reliable now in his 8th year. Second-round pick back in 2016. Browning with plenty of time, and it's dropped in the bucket right there for Boyd again. Continues to produce. You just mentioned the comfort here in Pittsburgh. Here he is, Clarendon, Pennsylvania. Played nearby high school. He's a 4-time state champion. He played a number of positions as well, wide receiver and running back. And then at Pitt, all-time leader in catches and receiving yards. Just a standout career every step of the way, and has continued at the NFL level.
Well, again, with no Jamar Chase, Boyd is a proven commodity, as is Higgins.
Browning, a rifle over the middle, Drew Sample in space, and Watt's going to have to just stop him in his tracks. Sample had a touchdown in the last matchup a month ago between these two teams, and moves the sticks once again for Cincinnati.
Well, Watt was dropping into coverage. That's not his specialty. Now, he's got 7 interceptions, but most of them come around the line of scrimmage. That time he was dropped into zone coverage, and Sample did a nice job of just running his route off of a guy who's not particularly used to dropping in coverage.
Remember, Pittsburgh won the toss, elected to defer. They're going to get the ball to start this second half. Some points, massive here for Cincinnati. Another completion for Irwin as he wiggles his way forward for 9.
Irwin is a valuable guy to this football team. He doesn't get a lot of reps. He plays all over. He's got to know all the wide receiver positions. But whenever they call on him, he produces. I mean, he's productive, and I think the coaches have great confidence in him because of his versatility.
Well, Jake Browning was really singing his praises for his ability to your point, not play a ton, but when he does, they're critical snaps that he's taking. Generally, situational snaps that he has to be playing at a high level. He always seems to deliver for this team. 2nd and 1, they send him in motion. Fake it over to Irwin. He's got a man to beat, and he won't beat him. Joey Porter Jr., the rookie, has really emerged through this season and makes a big play to force 3rd down.
Yeah, he makes a nice play being physical. Now, the ball was a little bit low, and Irwin didn't have great timing of making the catch. Had to go down and make the catch first, and when he spun out, Porter was there and made a physical tackle for the stop. I mean, I got to believe this is 2 downs here for Cincinnati. I don't know that a field goal is all that comforting here. Maybe 2 plays of Joe Mixon here at 3rd and 1.
We've seen Tanner Hudson emerge as a go-to target for Browning. Will they run it here with Mixon? They will. On the ground, Mixon into the pile, and it'll depend on the spot. Right now it looks short based on where that far side official comes running in. And we'll see what the official rule is. It is 4th down.
They did a nice job on that one, running away from Cam Hayward. Hayward moved to the left of the offense, and Mixon fed that one to the right and almost got the 1st down. You don't have a particularly big quarterback here in Jake Browning, and he's already your backup. I don't know if quarterback sneak is the right answer here. It looks like Zach Taylor's going to let this clock go down, call timeout, and decide what he wants to do.
So I'll take it down to 2:19. Again, Pittsburgh will get the ball to start this second half.
I think Zach Taylor, I think he might be challenging the call. Yep,
you're on
there's
it.
a red flag on it.
It is not a 1st down.
They've only run the ball for 15 yards so far in the ball game.
Browning to throw. Browning floats it, end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Higgins, and it's Porter again in coverage. Turnover on downs.
For about the last 6 weeks, Joey Porter Jr. has been traveling with the #1 receiver. With no Jamar Chase, that means it's T. Higgins. We saw a play earlier that didn't get pass interference called. This one doesn't get it either. The ball had to come out a little bit early because of pressure. Joey Porter Jr. in pretty good position. And Cincinnati denied on 4th down. Here's a 3rd down play. I want you to watch Eric Rowe on this. Watch him come up and take on the block of Irwin, knock him back into the ball carrier, and that's why Mixon was not able to get the 1st down.